How's it going, everybody? It's me, Juanito, your wandering prospector. Here at Clear Creek, gonna do some metal detecting here on the bedrock over here. If I can make it on that, side. Looks like I can if I walk across the bridge here and maybe kind of creep along, but that was pretty treacherous right there. I don't know if I want to take that chance. That looks like it's a solid bedrock wall, real smooth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna either try to get down lower here. Definitely can get underneath the bridge here, underneath the highway. I've been there before. And maybe metal detect on that side of the river. Okay, so I think that's what I'm probably gonna end up doing. I would really like to get some of this bedrock on this side, over here. But again, you know, that's pretty treacherous over there. Or if we can find a way to get higher up on the mountain itself. Looks like there's some trails that might work. We're gonna try it here first and see what we can do, see if we can find a spot. All right, let's get our stuff. Yep, let's do this. Pretty treacherous over here. Gotta watch your footing. Okay, so we're going underneath the bridge here. Wow, that bike pump is still here. And that bike pump has been there for a good couple years now. All right, let's see what we got under here. Mandatory something, I don't know. We gotta look at that, what that means, what that says. That orange sign. But anyhow, let's walk down a little bit. Let's go underneath the bridge here. It's creepy. That could be bears and shit under here. All right, let's go down this little trail, I guess, or yeah, probably the best way to go. Gotta watch your footing here. Yeah, I figured, you know, as the water's starting to get a little bit higher, this year I want to do a little bit of metal detecting, you know. Now, granted, you know, you're going to find mostly trash, and that's fine. But you can use that to your advantage, because if you figure if you're finding nuts and bolts, that's where the heavies are dropping out. Good chance that's where gold is going to be. Usually in my experience on this river. Okay? Yeah, usually my experience on this river. Okay. I guess we're going to try to keep going. Let's turn you around and see what I'm looking at here. Okay. We're not that far from the river, but we're not that close either. So let's grab my stuff. Watch your step. Hard to do this, you know, holding a camera. All right. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Nice. 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 Sorry for bouncing you around, guys. Okay, so yeah. That's what I'm looking at here. We are below the highway. I think this is Highway 6, I believe, going into Blackhawk. But look at this. Nice little suspended gravel bar. Some big rocks getting hung up right here. Now, I guess you can't prospect like that close or underneath bridges and stuff like that. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go further on. Actually, we're going to get in the sun because it's still a little chilly. I'm glad I brought my jacket because, you know, it just snowed a couple days ago. And, yeah. So that's what we're looking at. Wow. Okay. Maybe we can go up, check it out. Let's see what's higher up on the mountain. Or, let's walk. There's got to be a trail over here. All right. Hold on. Let me set you up. Okay. So what I'm thinking on doing is checking it out in this area. You know, see what I can find. Because if you think about it, as it's coming around here, this is a good read. This is a good spot. My big boulders are getting hung up. Okay? That's the inside bend. I don't know if you can hear me. It's real hard to hear. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're looking at an inside bend here. Here, I'll just show you. See that? Okay, so it just tucks around that rock hard, and then it just comes in here. See all this line of boulders here, all right here. You know, it just laid down over the years, and the crevices got packed. You know, so that's basically what we're doing, is just crevicing, but with using of a metal detector close to the shore, or the bank, if you will. Anyhow, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to get up the hill. Well, let's go there now, actually, and then go further downstream over there. What's that sign say? Danger ahead, mandatory takeout. Okay, it must be, oh, that's because of the construction site. Okay, so we're close to that. All right, let's see what we got. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing, ouch, that hurt. What I'm doing is I'm walking around and I'm determining the best crevices and checking it out, how things got laid down in the river during the flood and when it comes back through again. Now, with that being said, like places like this, hang on a second, let me turn you around. Rocks like this, okay, act like a giant drop riffle. So down here at the bottom would be a good spot to look, and then in here, because it's collecting in the, well, it could be collecting in these crevices here. And you can see they're pretty packed. They're pretty packed. And then like right here, it would kind of act as a chute. But this rock could either slow it down, or it could be gone all, and this can just be all wiped out. We don't know. And then everything comes slammed up against this boulder, making an abrupt turn. Watch out, there's glass right there. Making an abrupt turn into the water, so it's probably hitting right here all crazy. You can tell the water gets high because this rock is just, looks like it's got a quartz vein going through it. Actually, I should run my metal detector over that. You know, let's see what's up. That wall down there is definitely a man-made wall, probably back in the day, the miners, when they used to try to divert water downstream. So that wouldn't be a bad place to look. And then, just like I said, this is over there. There's some good, decent gravel. You know, maybe we can detect off of that. All right, let's do it. Let's see what we got. Okay. Beautiful day. Okay. we got there? I got a target. Where'd it go? All right, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna dig it up. So I just found this big chunk of, well, besides that bolt, I found this big old chunk of steel. Can't hear it, I don't know if you can hear it. But anyway, all in this hole right here. Okay? So I'm scooping stuff out. I'm gonna pan it out and see what we got. Okay? Let's pause you up. Good tight packed crevice. I've been pulling out some big rocks. There we go. There we go. Another one right there. Check it with the pinpointer, see if there's any more heavies dropping out. There is. More metals here. All over. Okay, I was wrong. That was giving me a false reading. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. At least not on the surface. Okay. Almost got a full pan. Loosen some of this up here. Definitely catching heavies here, for sure. We'll see. When you're metal detecting, you always want a plastic scoop. For obvious reasons. Alright, I think that should be a decent pan. Alright, let me pause you up here, get back to you in a sec. Well, and really nothing there, really fine micro. So I think we will try further downstream. See if we can hit some bedrock over there or something. Maybe we can get lucky. All right. Let's gather up my stuff, and then we'll go. Maybe I might do one more pan just to see, but yeah, I wasn't too impressed right here. So maybe we might, we might have to, actually, we might go other side of the bridge, just before the tunnel 2 entrance. You can get to that side of the river from there, and then we could probably, do what we need to do. Which ain't too far from here, actually. I just got to get it back up on this highway. All right, let's pack it up and let's see what we got. All right, got packed up. Let's climb out of here. Gotta watch your step. Ugh. Pretty treacherous. Whoa. Whoa. All right. Made it. Okay. You know what? That wouldn't be a bad spot to metal detect either. Even off of this trail. Hit up on here. Let's walk down. Let's see what we got. But this area right here, I mean, that gold's got to be coming off somewhere, right? Downhill, downstream, and down to bedrock. Is that what they say? We'll see, huh? Okay. Let's check it out. Look at that. Just kind of spills away right there. Fluffs down. That looks promising. We'll see, huh? Keep walking down this trail. Wow, look at that down there. A solid bedrock wall. Look over there. Always got to be the opposite side of the river, right? But anyway, that's down there, Jack. That's a good 30, 40 feet easy. You'll slip and fall, hurt yourself if you're not careful. So we're gonna concentrate up on here, and we'll check out these cracks and fissures and crevices up here on the this bedrock. So we'll see if we can find some more accessible stuff. We can start right here, which I might, and then we'll go from there. But God, look at that cliff up there. That's vertical face, man. Got 500 feet of vertical face, if not more. God, that's crazy. And then it just overhangs right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. God, I love my state. Who knows, we just might catch a Bigfoot, huh? On video. That'd be cool. Alright. Let's go. Let's check it out. Wow. Okay. Looks like something big was bedding down over here. All this is just laid down. Could be deer. Could be a squatch. Never know. They're in this canyon. This I can tell you for sure. I've had some pretty unique experiences, honestly. Okay. Keep walking down. Walking down. Look at that up there. I wonder. Hang on. Oh, gosh. Okay. We'll see. Maybe we can, let's walk further downstream, see what we got. Look at this gravel up here, though. This gravel looks, you know, it looks nice. Look at that. That's bedrock right here. That's bedrock right there. That might be a good spot to start checking. And then look at these. Look at all these crevices in here. You know? So let's scope it out first. And see what we got. And then we'll hit them. Maybe, you know, we're definitely going to hit this area. I'm already hitting targets, so there you go. That's to be expected, though. Big old giant bolts and crap like that. Look at that up there. Ooh. Let's take a walk up there. That looks like somebody's home, dude. Really? That's a trail. Check it out. Oh my God. God, keep me safe. There'll be no bears and shit up here. They're waking up early. Ugh. Oh, wow. This is steep. Wow. Look at it. Back over here. That's something. That's a den for sure. That is definitely a den for sure. They abandoned it because it started getting wet back there. But look at that. We're up here. Check that out up there. Definitely doing some exploring here. Crazy. Wow. Look at that. It's like a flat area that something lays down right here. You can just see it big. And it goes up that trail area right there. It looks like there's another hole right there. Let's go see. Let's go see what's in there. I'm making a lot of noise, so, you know. Uh-oh. Highway is coming to a standstill. Must be, I don't know, let's hope it's not an accident. Okay. Let's check this out. Wow. Look at that back there. Oh, wow, look at that. Holy crap. Look at that back there. Ooh, that's creepy. Set my metal detector down. Maybe we should climb back there. Find a way to back there. Up and over. Yeah, look at that. Right there. Whoa. That's like a deep hole or something. Let's try to climb up and over it. Look at that. Might be snakes. Careful. Look into here. Okay. Ah, look at that. That is crazy. A natural shelter. Look at this. Something brought this in here. Something brought this in here. Okay? So something is laying down in here. Besides your occasional idiots, you know, who's got to deface fucking rocks. Like, God, you know, that kind of shit really pisses me off. But look back there. I mean, let's see. And there's like, it kind of veers off a little bit back in there. Wow. Probably a cat or something back in there. I'm good. Okay, let's go further out. Let's get out. Let's check it out. That is crazy. Look at this. All over. Look. Okay, so look at that. You got climbing hooks right here. Yeah. So there's definitely climbers on this. All around here. All around this face. So that's good. check it out up there. Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay. We can probably, let's go further up and see what we got. Okay. Wow. Hey, there's another, wow. It just creeps up like you climb up it. So that's a hard climb without any gear. You know, you risk getting you risk injury. And, yeah. It's a nice little shelter. I mean, I guess, you know, windbreak if you had to get out of the wind, providing it's not coming straight on at you. All right. Alrighty. Let's go downstream. Let's go by the river. Let's do what we came here to do. All right. I'm gonna pause you up because I don't want to fall. Okay. Well, sorry, bouncing you around. This is some rough terrain here. Looking at some of these crevices, you know. Okay. Wow. Ooh, look at that over there. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if we can make it up over there. I'll check that out. There's a... Oh, yeah. Okay, well, there's another rock. Yeah, I already showed you that one. But you can get up onto here and see. Let's go down. Let's go down. Oh gosh. This is scary. This is steep. This is some ankle breaker shit here. Slide and bust your ass. You're right on this bedrock. Look at this. This is all bedrock right here. I'm gonna start metal detecting this right here. I'm gonna set you up there and start metal detecting real quick. See what we can find. All right. Whoa. All right. All right. Let me see. All right. Not easy. We got a target on the bedrock. We'll see, huh? Right. Right. Right up there. Right underneath some moss. So let's get this and let's check it out, huh? That's exciting. there. It's a mineralized rock. It's a hot rock. It must be mineralized in that area because it's throwing off a signal. It's coming off in both jewelry and all metals. I mean, there could be something inside the rock itself. But yeah, hang on. All right, I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna pick up downstream by the river. Yeah. So I'll pick it up here in a minute, guys, with a part 2. Heavy pans. Later.